After the defeat of France in 1940 and the establishment of control over most of Western Europe, Adolf Hitler focused his attention on the next strategic goal, the conquest of Great Britain. Officially, a large-scale naval operation codenamed Sea Lion was planned, which involved the landing of German troops on the British coast. However, few people know that in parallel with the preparation of the main landing, a secret component of this operation was being developed, the secret drop-off of sabotage groups and agents deep into British territory with the aim of undermining defence structures and destabilising the state from within. This direction was entrusted to the Abwehr, German military intelligence, which set itself the task of preparing and sending to the territory of the island a special contingent of saboteurs trained in reconnaissance, sabotage and guerrilla warfare. The training of such agents began in the spring of 1940, immediately after the capitulation of France, when hopes for a quick defeat of Britain in battle were diminished by the stubborn resistance of the Royal Air Force during the Battle of Britain. A variety of methods were used to drop agents, from covert landings from submarines at night to parachute landings from aircraft flying from occupied France and Norway. One of the key tasks was to penetrate large cities, London, Birmingham, Liverpool, where important administrative, industrial and transport facilities were concentrated. Among the most famous operations of this plan was the attempt to land a group of saboteurs on the coast of Devon in 1941. The saboteurs, using fast boats, landed at night, avoiding initial detection by the Coast Guard. They planned to set fire to ammunition and fuel depots, blow up railways and bridges, and also organize protests and anti-war actions among the local population. Despite the increased countermeasures, some agents were able to carry out a series of successful sabotage operations, causing temporary disruptions in the supply of British troops. However, British counterintelligence MI5 quickly activated Operation Double Cross, a program to identify, capture, and recruit German agents, turning them into double spies. This allowed not only to neutralize the threat, but also to disinformation the German command, sending false information through radio broadcasts and fake reports. It was due to this that many Abwehr operations were not destined to have a significant impact on the course of the war. Of particular importance was the intelligence work of agents who penetrated British industrial enterprises and military facilities. Collecting information about the production of tanks, aircraft, and the location of ammunition depots allowed Germany to prepare targeted air raids and plan sabotage. German spies carefully disguised themselves, often infiltrating as immigrants or civilians who had legal access to critical facilities. Despite the difficulties, the Abwehr continued to try to send new agents to Britain until 1943, although the effectiveness of such missions was significantly reduced after the Allies seized the initiative in the war. Many saboteurs were arrested, interrogated and executed, while others became tools in the hands of the British Secret Services, playing the role of moles in the German intelligence network. The failure of the covert part of Operation Sea Lion was a serious blow to Germany, since it was precisely successful internal sabotage work that could have significantly weakened Britain's defences before the planned invasion. Failures on this front showed that Nazi intelligence had underestimated the capabilities and effectiveness of British countermeasures, as well as the strength of patriotism and organisation of British society. In post-war analysis, experts emphasized that Sea Lion was not simply an attempt to seize territory by force of arms. It was a complex operation that included the active use of covert wars, intelligence and sabotage measures. The experience and lessons of these events became the foundation for the development of special operations and counter-terrorism techniques in the decades that followed. Operation Sea Lion in its secret part is a vivid example of how the Second World War was not only an open battle on the front lines, but also a hidden, ongoing struggle in the shadows, where information, cunning and surprise played no less a role than the number of armies and firepower.